afternoon to you and welcome to Opinion 2017. Just one day after mass protests called by the NASA coalition, codenamed No Reforms, No Elections, designed to remove one CEO, Ezra Chiloba, and other officers from office before NASA can go into the next elections. And today I'm joined in studio by the bull of Budalang'i. Guess what? Raphael Wanjala is back in Parliament and is live with us right here at Opinion 2017. Karibu sana, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Baggy.
And congratulations.
Yes.
I mean, we are starting this show hot on the heels of a press conference that has been addressed by the NASA leader, His Excellency Raila Odinga. He was having a meeting with the Ma community leaders from Kajiado, from Samburu, from Narok, Laikipia. And there's been a statement that on Friday and on Monday, Kenyans of goodwill will participate in mass protests at all county headquarters. Safaricom has been mentioned adversely, and let me just go through a quick comment here by one Nzale, who is saying, Safaricom, you will not stand in our way to Canaan. We will deal with you perpendicularly. Mheshimiwa, maybe just a quick remark or reactions to the presser done by Raila Odinga.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
First, I want to thank people of Budalang'i
Yes.
for returning me to Parliament after 10 years.
Yes.
That shows they
Yeah,
respect me, and
yeah.
I always remember what I did for them.
Yes.
On the issue that our president has just been on the live press conference.
Yes.
What Raila is just telling these guys and Kenyans
At
as a
large.
whole, that here you are coming from Nakuru to Nairobi,
Yes.
and then you happen to enter in a bus that is taking you from Nakuru to Nairobi.
Nairobi, yes.
And then most passengers are doubting the driver, that this driver must be drunk.
Yes.
And then the driver is denying, conductors in there denying, the loaders are denying. Then all of a sudden you reach Naivasha,
Yes.
the guy rams into the bush,
Yes.
the vehicle falls down or crashes.
Crashes, yes.
Then here you are, some of you are survivors, others are dead.
Yes.
And then they happen to send an ambulance from Nairobi
Yes.
to come and
rescue
the survivors and bring them for further for treatment in Nairobi. Then the same driver is the one jumping on the steering that again he wants to drive you.
The one who was drunk.
The one who was drunk, who crashed the other
Yeah, who crashed the other one.
That is the one again who wants to sit on the steering.
Yes.
And take in the ambulance steering and carry the drivers to Nairobi.
Carry the injured, so most likely he's going to crash again.
I'm telling you, do you think the survivors will accept?
No, they cannot. They cannot accept.
They cannot accept that.
Yeah.
This is what Raila is saying. Chiloba
Yes.
is like that driver
Yes.
who was drunk,
Yes.
crashed the vehicle.
Yep.
Now the ambulance is coming.
Yeah.
Maraga has released the ambulance to carry the survivors.
To come and rescue. And
he's
Chiloba
saying-
again.
Again, he's saying, I'm the driver. So you may not reach.
Yeah.
By the time you are reaching Limur, you are dead.
Yes, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what Raila is trying to tell the country.
Yes.
But I want to caution Safaricom that when leader like Raila talking
Yes.
and Bob Kolimo, we expect him to be very transparent because he's from America.
Yes.
He's supposed to come out clean.
Right.
Because is their farm that is being accused
Of very serious.
serious allegations.
Yes, they're very serious.
That his farm was used to stifle the democracy
Yes.
of Kenyans.
And more so, I mean, America has been pushing us to be democratic, transparent,
Yes.
you know. Yeah.
We expect Bob Kolimo to come out and say, look, this is what we submitted.
Yeah.
Check with the IEBC. As we were not submitting to you directly,
Yes.
we were submitting to IEBC.
IEBC.
And this is what we submitted. Compare it with what IEBC submitting.
Yeah.
Then they will have come out clean. I want to remind them, when we are telling them that they must know that their investment is all over the country.
Right.
Suppose people may just decide to vandalize there.
Yeah, in fact, you know, their reaction has been rather guarded.
Yeah.
I hear they have written a letter.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected
We
Bob
don't want to see
come out
those love
strongly.
letters. It just comes out with whatever.
Did you say love letters, Mheshimiwa?
Yes, I said we don't need love letters. Somebody to come and read for us those love letters. This is a very big institution in this country called Safaricom.
Yes.
All of us, including myself,
Yes.
I subscribe to it.
You give it money?
I give it money.
Yes.
On daily basis.
Yes.
At night, during the daytime,
By
in the morning,
minute, yeah.
in the evening,
Yes.
wherever I am.
Yes.
Safaricom is benefiting from me. I expect Safaricom to do the best. So, and I agree with our president that Safaricom must be investigated, including the Vodafone must come out and tell us exactly what happened. Because these are the only people who can give us the truth. And these are the people, even the government, when they are investigating, they rely on them.
Very true.
Why are they able to give out, for some people, I saw them claiming the other day that, you know, so and so was close with the judge, the Supreme Court, they were using the phone. Yeah. And the only people who can give that kind of information is Safaricom. Then what is so difficult to give out the information that was already in the public domain, that we expected them to lay to Nairobi, to our IEBC server? Why are they not telling us?
Wow. I mean, well, time remains to tell. Raila Odinga did mention that he can, or NASA can actually ask its supporters to boycott products by Safaricom, but that time has not yet come. Well, I'm just hoping it does not come to that, because I don't want to imagine what might happen if actually NASA tells its supporters that don't consume Safaricom products.
In fact, it will be worse. The people, you know, when Uhuru is saying he has 8.2 million, and he's giving Raila 6 million. I want to tell Kenyans that the 6 million you are giving Raila, those are really. But the 8 point something you are giving Uhuru is not really. So Raila might be the one having the
8 million. Yes.
So imagine that kind of support somebody has.
Yes.
You see, you have stifled him, you have stolen from him, and you are still giving him that number. And yet what you are having is fake. So maybe it might be vice versa.
Yeah,
and Safaricom must be knowing this. That is why we expected Bobu Kolimo to come out, not to read for us, to send people to read for us love letters on the TV.
Yeah, he needs to take it to lead from the front.
And he says that this was what came from Busia County.
Yes.
Budalang'i, it was this. Funyula, it was this.
Right.
Matayos, it was this.
Right.
Butula, it was this. Nambare, it was this.
Right.
Teso North, it was this. Teso South, it was this. The 7 constituencies. Then he goes to another one. Then we will know that, yes, they did their work, but somehow,
along the way,
yes, we were played trick by IEBC. But you see now, if they are not coming out to do that, then they are complacent in the crime.
It's very difficult to remove them from the scene of crime.
Very
well. Now, before we get into the gist of our discussion today, let's go back to Budalang'i. I mean, how did you do it after 10 years? Ababu Namwamba, the former MP, has been largely all over the place in this talk show, that talk show. I mean, not very many people gave you a chance. What's this connection with the people of Budalang'i?
You know, let me tell you something very simple. People don't know. That empty vessels sounds most.
Right.
So
are you suggesting that...
When Ababu is running all over, it's just an empty vessel. Ababu was in Budalang'i. The reason why Ababu would beat Raphael Wanjala was because he was in ODM. And Wanjala was on the other side. And if you looked at the amount of votes Wanjala used to get against Ababu, then you know Wanjala is very strong. That is why to ODM I went within 2 months and I took it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so for me winning Ababu, it was not a surprise. Yeah, I just knew so long as Ababu is not in ODM, he can't beat me.
Yes.
And if Ababu went to another party, the way he went to another party, I went to another, I did not go to ODM, somebody else was in ODM, I was still going to win. Because so long as Ababu is not in ODM, I was going to win.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Now, yesterday, we witnessed demonstrations. Actually, I was there to cover the demonstrations live, and I have with me here a spent cartridge of a live bullet that was fired by police officers outside the IEBC headquarters, that's at Anniversary Towers. Let's have a look at the following clip, and then we get into the gist of the discussion of what happened yesterday in the mass demos. Let's have that clip, please. Very well, that is part of what transpired yesterday outside the IEBC headquarters and largely around the CBD. Mheshimiwa, this was supposed to be peaceful demonstrations. The demonstrators were peaceful. I mean, we saw Jubilee supporters the other day go to the Supreme Court. There was no sign of police. They did all sorts of obscenities. I mean, do we have two sets of laws?
Well, that is why majority of Kenyans feel the Jubilee government should vacate the leadership.
Right.
Those are some of the reasons that they are biased in everything. They are biased in employment. They discriminate against others and so on. Yeah, and this is very dangerous. Where we are heading to is very dangerous. That you would allow Mungiki to demonstrate in town. You would allow other Jubilee supporters who are largely from one tribe, because we know the other second tribe that supports Jubilee is not in Nairobi, and if it's in Nairobi, it cannot go to demonstrate. So we know it's only one tribe demonstrating.
So currently under Jubilee, it's only one tribe.
It's only one tribe demonstrating in Nairobi. They are able left to go up to the court, Supreme Court, harass everybody.
Yeah,
they are not blocked.
I mean,
police do not throw tear gas.
People were mugged.
People are mugged.
Yes.
The same at Anniversary Towers, people who are demonstrating peacefully, they are just asking for the level playing ground.
Yes.
You go disperse them using live bullets.
Yes.
Using tear gas, using everything. These are the things that will divide this country. And I want to tell you, Uhuru and Ruto, that let them have the voice of reason. That this is how countries collapse. I want to remind them that when they look at Kenya, they should know that in the police force,
yes,
there are Luhyas,
yes,
there are Luos,
yes,
there are Kisis,
yes,
there are Kambas,
correct,
there are Coastal, and many other tribes of Kenya. Same to army, same to prison, everywhere. They are equally represented in the forces.
Yes.
And they are not going to sit back and watch their people being butchered. That you see, you want to get a police or army, take them to Kibera to butcher Luos. Take them to Kisumu to butcher Luos. If they don't hear the same in Kiambu, they don't hear the same in Nyeri.
Right.
They don't hear the same in Nakuru. So why do you want to put
like to serialize
one community,
people. Yes,
one community,
and profile
them, demonize them, put them there, and then go shoot to kill? That is genocide. And these people he sees in army, they will be divided soon. They will not allow. The Luos will not allow. The Luhyas will not allow. The Kisis will not allow. The Kambas will not allow. The Coastal will not allow. So he has to be fair, and the police force must be fair. That when you don't stop the Jubilee supporters demonstrating, then don't stop the NASA supporters demonstrating.
Exactly.
And if you are, then you must do it in a civilized manner, because it's their constitutional right.
Right.
They broke nothing.
Yes.
When they are demonstrating, they must dance.
Yes.
They must sing.
No, I don't know when dancing became criminal,
or singing. So these are very serious things, the lapses that the government is doing, and they may cost them. But I want to tell them we have seen many. We saw Moi.
Yes.
And we were the Young Turks.
Right.
Who fought so hard from 1992 until we achieved what we wanted.
Right.
And you know, when you think you want to cling on power, and you think you will use the police, this very police, you are giving Raila 6 points. You are giving yourself a fake 8 point. 6 points is not a small number.
Right.
You may go ahead and vote wherever you want, but this other 6 points you are talking about has not voted. And maybe the 6 point you are giving Raila is your 6 point. And correct. The 8 point you are giving yourself is Raila's.
Let me just
so when you want to be sworn in here, we'll be swearing another president elsewhere. Then we'll have two countries.
Wow. Let me just go through some quick comments. Irene Drell watching live from Canaan. No reform, no election. Canaan ni wapi? Watu wameshafika. Desai Rose, this is dictatorship in the making. Jubilee supporters are not gods.
They are not gods, true. They are not more Kenyan than the other Kenyans.
Right.
That's why they must be treated equally. And that is in our constitution. Equal treatment.
Yes, fair and equal treatment.
Fair and equal treatment.
I noticed something peculiar, Mheshimiwa, yesterday. The police officers in the demos did not have the regular police uniform. They didn't have the blue berets. They had the green berets. I don't know if they were from the wildlife service or prisons. And if they were from the prisons, who was guarding the prisons if all the officers were chasing around NASA supporters in town? Well, I'm not a lawmaker, but I don't know what constitutional provisions are there in deployment of police.
You know, these guys were up to something. Because I'm surprised that in the morning, they know we are going for demonstration.
Yes.
Then they withdraw the security of our president and his deputy.
Right.
So they wanted to expose him, and maybe the anti-stock theft and the police officer that were brought there, so that they can kill somebody. Then they are taken back to those places of cattle rustling.
Maybe a station that you cannot get them.
Yes, you cannot get them. And you cannot identify them. So they don't want to use the police, the non-police, we know. So they are not up to good. But I want to tell them, when they came to power, they came peacefully.
Yes.
We want when they live peacefully.
They live peacefully. It's being said that, well, it's being alleged, rather, that members of Mungiki sect were given police uniform and issued with firearms. I don't know. I don't know if you've...
It is possible because it happened in 2007. So the history might be repeating itself. It is possible. They are in power. They are capable of doing anything. And that is why they were to give those police the green uniform that we have never seen.
Right.
Yeah. So anything is possible.
Wow. Very well. On the position of NASA's irreducible minimums, I mean, now Safaricom has joined the bandwagon. We have Al Ghurair. We also do have Chiloba and Safran. Now, it's roughly 30 days, so to speak, to that deadline, or that supposed election date. Are you seeing it happening, Mheshimiwa? Chiloba defiantly said yesterday that he's not going anywhere.
You know, Chiloba is a Kenyan.
Right.
And he must know there are also other Kenyans.
Right.
And whatever he's doing, the work he's doing it on behalf of Kenyans.
Yes.
And it is these very Kenyans who have no confidence in him. And the trend has been set that even one time, the president himself went to parliament with a very long list of people from various ministries who are working, including ministers,
yes,
who were suspected to be corrupt,
right,
whom he wanted to face investigation. He read that long list and told them to resign because he wanted the investigation to commence.
Right.
So once the investigation commences, anybody who is being investigated must step aside.
Right.
We expect Chiloba to have stepped aside.
Right.
Unless the DPP himself is also cheating and that he is investigating Chiloba.
Right.
Because he knows when he is investigating, where do these people go to?
He cannot investigate him while he's still CEO.
Yes, and the guy is still CEO. What is he investigating? And Al Gurai, you know, for Al Gurai, I really sympathize with him. If they were genuine,
yes,
they would have come with the forms we are talking about and they said, these are the forms we provided to IEBC.
Right.
If there is anything that is not similar to this one, we don't know where it came from.
It's strange that nobody, you've just brought up a very important point. Nobody hears from Al Ghurair.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody is talking about Al Ghurair. I do not know if they have a PR arm or they have a CEO. I mean, no representative of Al Ghurair is coming out to say, look, this is our position. It's mostly Jubilee that is looking like he's talking on behalf of Al Ghurair and IBC.
You know, Jubilee is talking on behalf of Al Ghurair, on behalf of Safaricom, on behalf of IEBC and so on, because they are the main culprit. The rest are those ones who are handling stolen property. But the main thief is Jubilee. But the rest are handling stolen property.
I like how you simplify your analysis.
Yeah.
The rest are handling
stolen property.
But
so until this person handling stolen property tells us, you know, this thing was sold to me by this one.
By so and so.
By so and so. So that we go for the thief himself, then you are the person who is in problems.
Right.
That is why Safaricom is in problem.
Yes.
It has not come out to say, look here, this is what I transmitted. Al Ghurair is not coming out telling
look, it's shadowy.
These are my forms.
Yes.
I provided from 34B, from 34A.
With all the security features
and so on.
Yes.
Anything that is not similar to this one, please, it's not ours.
Right.
So, IEBC, do you have this kind of a thing? From which county? This is not ours. Ours is this. Then they will be talking.
Wow.
But for them to keep mum,
yes,
then they are complacent in the crime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Ochieng Andera, watching Budalang'i 1 live and direct. You have another name, Budalang'i 1.
Yes. Budalang'i 001.
Yeah, Budalang'i 001.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of talk here about the police officers, and somebody is saying some of them were camouflaged as businessmen. We don't know of businessmen with rastas. Okay, I do not know if having dreadlocks or rasta disqualifies you as a businessman or not having qualifies you as one, but there seems to be the illusion that it was more or less Mungiki on the scene.
But you know, when you have dreadlocks, there are two things people will associate you with.
Right.
One is that you are a criminal or you are an artist. So, if you are not an artist,
yes,
you have dreadlock,
yes,
then you are a criminal. That is in Kenya.
That is
in Kenya.
Right.
But maybe if we were in Brazil, we may say, hey, maybe it's Rastafari, it's whatever.
Yeah, but here
you are either a criminal
or an artist. So we know they were not artists.
So those people are not artists. Because artists will not do what those people are doing. Those who are criminals. And who are the criminals with the dreadlocks? Those are Mungikis.
Well, Mheshimiwa Raphael Wanjala, Jubilee has indicated that it does intend to use its numbers in Bunge to change the law to reduce the powers of the judiciary or of the Supreme Court, if you may, so that in future they may not affect the outcome of an election as they did in this one?
Well, that constitution, there are many areas that require referendum.
Yes.
So the referendum will be for the Kenyans. And the reason why Kenyans did pass this constitution,
right,
is because they wanted what happened to happen. They knew nobody has won elections in Kenya fairly. Right from Kenyatta's time, he never faced elections. And if he did, he frustrated those people he was competing against.
Some people disappeared. Yeah.
Some people disappeared, some were killed.
Yes.
We went through that until Moi's time. Now, we said Moi did not win against Matiba fairly. We continued. It reached the time of Wamalwa, Kibaki,
yes,
Raila,
yes,
against Moi.
Yes.
And we said Moi did not win against Kibaki fairly. Actually, Kibaki won. But he was denied.
Yes.
That is still stealing. Now, when it came 2002, Moi could not win, could not steal to give Uhuru because it was very difficult.
Yes.
So Kibaki won with the support of Raila.
Yes.
Now 2007, everybody knows very well
what happened. Yes.
That Raila won the election.
Yes.
But still he was denied.
Right.
So people having gone through all this.
There's a history.
There's a history. They say now, how do we stop this? That is how they ended up 2010 constitution.
Yes.
To block all this nonsense.
Yes.
So that there is a level playing ground. Now, it is being stifled by criminals who wants to use the technology to stifle the Kenyan democracy.
Right.
And these are the Safaricom and the IEBC. It is the Safaricom that was transmitted to the server. Yeah. They have what they transmitted.
So now you as parliamentarians, what is your take? Because the executive appears to be even speaking on your behalf. I mean, the other day when the Kiambu women rep who won on an independent ticket commented about your salaries, which I think SRC and Serem did not follow the due process. She was hounded. I mean, she was forced to apologize. So wananchi are asking, what is the take of Bunge? I mean, can the constitution just be arbitrarily changed just because some Supreme Court decision did not suit a particular player in Jubilee?
That is why Kenyans must demonstrate and even streamline IEBC. Because what we are asking for is not new laws. It's just administrative measures.
Yes.
This is what Raila is asking. And tomorrow, the moment the Kikuyus will not be in power, they will be on the streets asking for the same. So that is why we are saying, you don't make law to suit you. Make law for posterity. So that whether you are there or someone else is there, the law shall be fair.
But if I may take you back, Mheshimiwa, you mentioned Kikuyus and power. Is it Uhuru in power? Is it Kikuyus in power?
Uhuru is in power, but his power is being protected by Kikuyus. It was not Uhuru on the streets.
But there are some Kikuyus who have also voted for NASA.
Yes, and we appreciate them. But you see when, you know, Kikuyu is a tribe even in our constitution, and we can call it by its name.
Yes,
it's not an offense.
Yes.
We have seen them doing that. That's why I told you, the people we have seen, and it is strange. It's very strange. I've never seen a government demonstrating against itself. This is the only time I've seen a government demonstrating against itself. Even when Moi was leading, we never saw those people supporting him also demonstrating. Because the government should just listen to the people, the voice of the people, and see how to correct where it has gone wrong. Because it's government for the people, by the people.
of the people.
Of the people.
Maurice, watching from Nyongenye, live from Budalang'i. Well, people of Budalang'i are connected. Douglas Dagi, the clergy and religious leaders have taken a sabbatical leave. Now, before we wrap up, Mheshimiwa, we had a discussion earlier, and I think some sections of the media did misquote you or trivialize some of your remarks concerning insurance for spouses. Sometimes some people treat polygamy as a taboo topic. It is something that is wrong. What's your take on that? I mean, what did you mean?
Now, before we go into that,
right?
Just want to tell you that some of us as members of parliament, we are waiting to see today,
yes,
the liberation that will be there between the NASA and the Jubilee leadership.
Yes.
In today's, and the IEBC.
Right.
We want to see what step are they taking.
Correct.
If they don't, some of us, I think we are coming up with our team that we want to sit down. Because Kenya is our country.
Yes.
We don't hate Uhuru, we don't hate Raila.
Yes.
Any one of them can be our president.
Yes.
But so long as he's fairly elected.
Due process.
Due process is followed.
Yes.
That's what we are saying.
Yeah.
Because it's about our own future. We are still young. Our future of our children who also want to be in leadership.
Right.
The issue of medical insurance,
yes,
is constitutional.
Yes.
And that is the reason, whatever we are fighting for the leadership of this country, is also enshrined in the constitution. That is why we are talking of fair playing ground. And that's what is enshrined in the constitution.
Right.
The same way to polygamy is enshrined in the constitution.
In the constitution, yeah.
Yeah. And the rights of each one of us, whether you are a lamb, whether you are what, whether you have one eye, you have your rights.
Yes.
So if your rights are violated,
yes,
you must say, excuse me, you are stepping on me.
You're stepping on me.
You are stepping, please, I'm feeling pain. Don't stop. So until you say that, whoever is stepping on you may be innocently stepping on you.
Without knowing.
Without knowing.
Yeah.
So this is what we are saying, that it's not only members of parliament, and it's not about Wanjala.
Yes.
It's about Kenyans. You find in the village there are teachers who are polygamous.
Yes.
And the constitution allows.
Have we had prominent families that are polygamous?
Before we go into that,
yes,
those teachers, if they are forcing them to only provide the name of one wife, where is he taking the rest?
The others, or the others.
They are Kenyans.
Yes.
And again, you may have one wife, maybe monogamous.
Yes.
You have one wife. You have 10 children.
Yes.
They are telling you that out of the 10 children, we only need 4.
Choose 4.
What criteria will you use to choose 4? And all are your children. You don't know who is going to be sick tomorrow.
You're right.
And who will not be.
You're right.
They are all your children.
Yes.
So this thing should be streamlined. That's what we are saying.
Right.
And each woman is allowed, once you are married, as a second, a third, or a first, you go for the marriage certificate.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's something legal.
Yes.
So it should not be criminalized.
You're right.
Yes, it should not.
Or trivialized.
Or trivialized.
Yeah.
So, and most leaders, as you have rightly said, in Kenya, they come from polygamous family. And for you to be a good leader, you must come from polygamous family.
For you to be a good leader?
And any leader who is in that house and is coming from a monogamous family, they last one term. They don't come back.
Like
but
Wanjala.
Those ones from polygamous, like Wanjala, can stay out of parliament 10 years and come back. My mother was number 4. Yes. Uhuru's mother was number 4.
Right.
Okay, Raila's mother was first, but he had 3 other wives.
Yes.
Ruto's mother is number 2.
Oh,
yes.
Really?
The deputy president. Yeah, these things are there. And many leaders, Moses Kuria,
yes,
the mother is number 4.
Oh.
Name it. Most of these leaders, even if Musalia is coming from polygamous family, yes, Wetangula has 2 wives. Many leaders.
How many wives do you have, Mheshimiwa?
Don't worry. I don't want to tell my wife because I may be thinking tomorrow. So,
but somebody was asking, how do you manage? I mean, some of us...
now, that is, you know...
Do you have something God-given?
No, it's a family. Those people who are asking, how do you manage, are pretenders. Wherever they come from, there is polygamy. They say, this man is married to 2 wives, to 3 wives, to 4 wives, to 5 wives.
Yes.
How he manages it? That is him. He knows. They know, so they pretend. So that's why they can ask that question.
But the bottom line
Have they ever asked Kenyatta, how did he manage the 4?
Bottom line is, you must have special managerial skills.
Of course, you become more manager.
Yes.
Yes, you become more clever, more wise. Even in the Bible, God never gave somebody leadership who was a monogamous. Saul was a polygamous. David was polygamous. Name them.
That is now...
Even Ibrahim.
That is now the gospel according to Wanjala.
No. But you go to the Bible.
Yes.
I will provide you on phone.
Yes.
Those areas you can go and read. That it's written in the Bible that when the world will be nearing to end, women will be going for one man. 7 of them, and just claim that I just want to be your wife, so that I'm called by your name. I'll be able to buy my own food. I'll be able to build my own house. I'll be able to have my own land. And that is where we are.
Right.
No woman is not ready to marry as a second or as a third wife. They want. But you know, you want to buy the Wazungu culture. You live your culture. That's why we have said in this constitution, you must respect my
your culture.
Now, Wazungu influenced Africans for one wife. They are going beyond that now. They are influencing them for a man to marry a fellow man.
Which is very unfortunate.
Which is very unfortunate and which is ungodly and
and
uncultural. And I don't know how to term it. But I want to tell you that today, today, you will find in Kenya here people doing it. And even when you are in Kenya here, look at our counties and start analyzing where do we have a lot of rape cases. The old central province, because their men are starved.
Really?
Yes, you go analyze, you'll find they sleep even with their own daughters.
Well, I mean, that's a discussion for another day. Clearly, Mheshimiwa, you are a lot more informed than I am in many of these matters. Just
you just read them in the newspaper, where they are coming from.
Wow. As we wrap up, Luhya politics, House of Mulembe. There has been a lot of movement or perceptions created, perhaps, that particular individuals or leaders are moving from NASA, joining government, the Otuomas of this world. Let's start with Busia, for example. The Otuomas of this world, the Babus of this world. Is there any impact on the ground?
Well, so far as we are talking, there is no impact on the ground. But these people were moles, as they were in ODM all that time. They were moles. And even when we were campaigning, we were telling our people that, all this money these guys are flashing around are from Jubilee. These guys are Jubilee.
So we have just gone back home.
Yeah, but they were just denying, we are not. We are just looking for this. Now when Otuoma is saying that that's gone to Jubilee, because Raila did not support him. One, Raila was in ODM and under NASA.
Yes.
Independent was not in ODM and under NASA.
So, I mean, you can't get support.
You can't get that support. Two, Uhuru was equally fighting independent in his backyard. What did he expect Raila to do? And if Uhuru was fighting independent in his backyard,
right,
but he's telling us that Uhuru supported him in Busia.
Yes.
So then that means he was a more.
Yeah, I mean, he could not support someone who doesn't work for him.
Yeah, he could not support. So he's returning. It's a payback time that now Otuoma wants to pay back to Uhuru because he supported him. That's what he's telling us. Then he was a more. He wanted support from both leaders. That was wrong.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah.
Ababu, any impact?
He has no impact. He has no impact. But you know, there is democracy. People must run around.
Yes.
Must say what they want to say.
People must run around.
Yes, and he's also looking for a job. You know, he's so disparate. He's not strong like Wanjala, who went out of parliament, kept quiet, did his things.
Yes.
And Wanjala is still there to date. So he knows. And he also wants protection from the government because, you know, the man stole all the money from CDF.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He was just inflating things, developments that are not there, taking CDF money. Now he knows we will go for him. That's why he's running around.
Tell me something about the Siagonjo Stadium.
He claims to have used 100 million, but actually when you go there...
I've been there, and I tried to look around.
Yes, 100 million.
I didn't see much.
Yes, it's not there. Even he claims to have put a permanent wall. It's not there.
Yeah,
There's nothing there. In fact, even the iron sheets that were used there, he didn't buy them. Those were given to the people of Budalang'i who were flooded by a certain NGO. But he used those mabatis to fence. So the guy is just a con man.
Did you say he's a what?
He's a con man. He's a con man. He's known.
He's
known. From his family. But no, when we say...
You're making me laugh, but I mean, I'm not laughing that it's a nice thing that you've said. I'm just wondering, how do you know all this, Mheshimiwa?
You know when you are put there against a con man, they have the language. But you see, they don't mean what they say. They are trying just to confuse you so that they get what they want. After getting what they want, they dump you there.
Wow. Hassan Maalim Ali. I'm watching from Australia and I feel at home. Wanjala puts it correctly. The laws for the constitution should be guarded for the current and future leaders. It will be applicable to all of us.
Yes.
I think that was your point about making laws for posterity.
For posterity.
Bungoma. I mean, do you think Lusaka now being the Speaker of the Senate and the Deputy President appears to frequent Bungoma, is there any chance that Jubilee will make any inroads?
Well, in Bungoma, whatever Lusaka has is for him as an individual.
Right.
The only position he held on behalf of people of Bungoma was when he was governor. But you know, the president surprised me.
Yes.
There was a time the president was in State House and called other officers of government, including a judge who was there.
Yes.
Then he said, he's trying to fight corruption, but he has no powers. I don't know, he cannot do what. Then he said he has no powers.
Yes.
So the people of Bungoma, where Lusaka was, you know, Lusaka bought a wheelbarrow. The history of this country, a wheelbarrow of 3,000, he bought it at 110,000. And yet it's supposed to cost shocking.
Yes.
Now when the president came out and told Kenya that, you know, I have no powers on how to do this thing.
Actually, he used the words Nifanye nini jameni.
Jameni.
Yes.
The Bungoma people came out and helped him. That, you know, this man is spoiling your government, is a thief.
Yes.
So we put him
aside
for you so that you can rule us.
Yes.
Do you know what he does? He promotes him to Senate. Now, to preside over Senate, to protect those governors will be stealing because he has also questions right from there.
Are you saying...
Do you know what he does?
Right.
That Kenyans demonstrated until Waiguru was removed. When he was denying that, you know, there's no theft in NYS and so on, Waiguru had to be removed, then everything was exposed. That there was massive theft in NYS. Do you know what he does? He promotes Waiguru to become the governor.
Are you saying Jubilee rewards corruption?
Yes, Jubilee rewards corruption. And the living examples is Governor Lusaka, Kenneth, and Waiguru. And even his swearing in, the whole deputy president represented the president. That's what he does. The deputy is the one who is supposed to represent the president. And he went there in person to thank the people for Kirinyaga to have promoted the corruption.
Wow. Mheshimiwa, your final word. That's your camera, 30 seconds.
I want to tell the government that it must listen. And it must listen to Kenyans. And all Kenyans have equal rights before the constitution. And Uhuru and his government must know that this country belongs to all of us. And we want the best. Right? That is why Raila has fought tirelessly. Because he's not fighting for himself, he's fighting for Kenyans and for Kenyans' posterity. So let him calm down, know that this is our country, he will go, Kenya will remain. And he must leave a legacy. Because if Kenyatta did not leave a legacy, he will not be a president today. Right. So we want him also to leave legacy so that Kenyans might think of his son or daughter in the future.
Wow. Very well. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for joining us. There is one video that I want to leave you watching. This video was recorded in Kisii County. These are NASA supporters doing a routine. It's not bazokizo, but it's a very interesting routine. Please have a look at it. And I'm being told around the country, people are becoming very creative in the ways in which they are supporting NASA. Remember, you can send your support, financial support, to pay bill number 991444. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Enjoy this video.